Hey y'all, hey. So listen, we we still at it. Um, we on steps 4, 5, and 6. Okay. I thought it was just gonna be step 4. I told a sister earlier it was gonna be just step 4 if we were on step 4. And then I thought about um when I was out of town, we skipped the step. We had to we so we're combining 4, 5, and 6. Um, which is fine because they all go like hand in hand, right? You're gonna see me looking off camera because I got notes. Because I like to be as thorough as possible, and I have 1,000 things going on, so I forget stuff. And so, just so that I stay on task and get you all of what I'm supposed to, I got notes. It's gonna be here. It's gonna be here. Let's get into it. Step 4. So step aside. Okay, so this is where we are. If you're just joining us, this is my 7-step guide to getting out of your own way. Sometimes we find ourselves stuck and feel like life is lifing. We know that there's some sort of blockage standing between us and what we really want and what we really want to be and what we really want to be doing. And we be the blockage. It's us in our own way. So this is I call it my get out of jail free card for life. I've revisited this 1,000 times. I know these steps like the back of my hand. Um, the other steps are posted, 1 through 3 are posted, the videos. Also, on Thursdays, we go live on Facebook, the RVA group. All of that information will be in the description here on this video. And if for whatever reason this is a snippet on Instagram, you come on over here to YouTube, SJ Speaks, or you go to the RVA group on Facebook and you can get all of this as well. Okay. Longest elevator speech ever. But step aside 2.0. And we're on step 4. So step 1 was, acknowledging, recognizing, and accepting that you went your own way. Step 2 was the 2-step, which was for you to get out of the fight against yourself and get off the hamster wheel. And then step 3, shit got a little real because it's step 3. That's a 3-step. You had to stop, breathe, and consider your stance because you in the throes of it now. And now we're on step 4, 5, and 6. And here is where you're actually doing the work. Here is where you start to see the fruits of all your labor from step 1, right? So to speak. So step 4's steps literally is to set realistic goals for yourself. It's literally that simple. It is about setting goals. So, the step is actually, let me get this part right. The step is to plan and strategize with the understanding that and acceptance, because it's one thing to understand, it's another thing to accept what you understand. To plan and understand and accept that it will not be easy at every turn. That's just real life. That is not figuratively speaking. It's not going to be easy. But you're in it now, so roll with the punches. Do what you can, control what you can, and what you can't. Be okay with that. Um, so in your planning, one, you wanna be very realistic in this step. Otherwise, you'll overwhelm yourself, and you just shouldn't do that. Nobody should do that. You know yourself well enough to know what you can get done and what you can't get done in whatever time frame. And I think a lot of the times we rush that portion because we feel like the quicker we get something done, the quicker we are on to the part that we want to be on. But here's the thing: if you rush it in life, you rush these types of processes, you miss out on lessons, you miss out on blessings, and then you often end up back where you did not intend to be because you need these lessons to be great when you get there. That's why when you decide to go to college, they don't hand you your degree on the first day of school. It's asinine too. Because if I give you this degree as soon as you get here, one, you're not going to take the work portion seriously. You're not going to consume what you need to know what you need to know. And then, most importantly, you're not going to be good at what you're supposed to be good at with this degree. That's why you get it at the end. So be patient with yourself. Be realistic with yourself. In this portion, set real time frames, set realistic goals, know and be okay with your capabilities, know where you need to outsource and pull different resources because you can't do it all. No one person can. And there's just, you don't know it all. We don't know everything. If we did, we wouldn't need anybody. And that's not the way that the world works. So, my suggestion is one, when you start to visualize and plan and strategize, write it down. Write it down because visual reminders keeps us honest. One, and it's something to always have to go back to. You can't forget certain things. You can't forget the important things if it's written down. You can't miss steps if it's written down. And more importantly, just having it in your face, okay, it does something to you. And in my work, because I have so much going on all the time, I forget small details. My planner, my calendars, my little notebooks are my best assistants, best friend, because I can forget the smallest detail. Listen, I might not forget your story. I will not forget that I have your information. I will forget the hell out of your name. But if I write it down, I can always go back to it and I can always piece it all together and we can go and keep it moving. So write it down because, visual reminders keeps us honest. Um, Learn effective planning skills that work for you. You may not be a planner calendar type of person, and that's okay. But learn what works for you. Please. And let it be what works for you. I mean, suggestions are nice, but honestly, for instance, I'm a pen and pad kind of girl. My sister's all digital all the time. Her system works for her. Mine does not because I get distracted too easily. If I go into my calendar on my phone, I'm going to end up on Instagram. I'm going to end up on Facebook. I'm going to be responding to y'all DMs in inboxes. I'm going to be texting y'all back, and I was supposed to be in my calendar looking for availability. See? So I keep pen and pad. But that's what works for me. I like to think long term, far in the future. In my planning, I like to map out every little detail. But this is me. You might you might not need all of that. So figure out what works for you, whatever it is you're doing, even if it's relationship, geared. Think about counseling for yourself. If you're in a relationship that you're not leaving, consider something that you two can do together so that y'all can do the work together, so that y'all can grow together and win together. But make sure that it's something that works for the both of you. This also keeps you honest, and much like the visual reminders, it keeps you motivated to have it to go back to have it to go back on and fall back on and look at it again and touch and let it be something tangible. Setting realistic time blocks. This probably is the hardest part for everybody because you want what you want when you want it. And it ain't nothing wrong with that except our time is our time, but the real time that we're on is divine time. So it don't even matter what you want right here, right now. That ain't nobody's business but yours, because guess what? The Chronos don't care. Don't even care. Just don't. What is divinely timed for you is divinely timed no matter how much work you put in. This workshop that I'm bringing to you on the 27th has been in the work for 3 years. It was not time 3 years ago, even though it was done 3 years ago. But here's the thing, it was not time because I needed to learn some more stuff. I needed to experience some more stuff. I needed to do some more work. I needed to do some more research. I needed to rub elbows with some more people. I needed to meet some new people and experience some new places so that I can bring this to you the way that it's supposed to come to you. So, my timing, it would have been done in 2018, 19. But I ain't moving on my time as much as I would like to be because I got control issues. I'm okay with that though because it works out how it's supposed to. So set realistic time blocks. One, because you got to give yourself the time. Two, because you got to have cushion, room, space, because life be happening and sometimes you got to put stuff on hold. And so if your time frame is realistic, if something has to be put on hold, it's not going ain't going to make or break you. It's not going to be hard to pick up the pieces. It's not going to be hard to come back to it because you have more time, because you allotted yourself enough time to get this done, whatever it is, whatever your goal is working with. Again, if you're just joining us, this 7-step guide is universal. It can be applied to anything that you may be experiencing, any area you may feel stuck in. It works. I've tried it in all the areas for you. It's tried, tested, it's approved. It works. But also in that, make sure just that your time management is good, because time management is probably the greatest dream thief. Yikes! It had time management, procrastination, and then lack of confidence. But definitely time management is a huge, huge dream thief, because you can have all the best ideas, all the best intentions, but if you do not manage that time well, you ain't gonna touch half of it. If you know, you know. um, and above all of this, don't allow outside pressure to get to you. Don't. I was just telling my niece the other day. Excuse me, because she's starting her business. Don't watch who else is doing what you're trying to do. Just do what you're doing, because what happens if you get distracted, sometimes you might find yourself envious and you'll end up rushing yourself. And that's outside pressure to be great. You don't need that. So don't let nobody outside your situation, outside your circumstances, outside your circle, outside of yourself really pressure you to be great when you know that you're working toward greatness and you know that you're going to get there in due time. Don't let outside pressures even get in there. It's not important. Your win is for you. Whoever else benefits from it, that's good for them. But this is for you. So do not let outside pressure get to you. Manage your time well and manage your expectations. Point blank, period. Be realistic in this part, in this step, as you are planning and strategizing and moving and working. Be patient with yourself. Before you even decide on what it is this step means to you, decide on your reason. What is your purpose? What is your mission when you set these goals? That is important, because if you're doing something with all the wrong intentions, blessings cannot fall upon that. If you're doing something for all the wrong reasons, you clout chasing, you want attention, you're in a line of work, or you're in a business, or you should be in something that should be love driven, and it's not, and it's recognition driven. Whatever your reasons are, let them be pure, let them be heart centered, because it'd be a shame to put in all that work only for it to not work in your favor, because your heart wasn't in the right place, because your head wasn't in the right place. So really decide on your reason. Why do you want this? Why do you want these things you desire? Why? What's your why? How do they serve you? How do they serve the people you love? How do they serve your community? Consider all of that, because all of that matters inside of your win. And surround yourself with good people, like-minded people, people who understand your purpose, people who get you, people who want to support what it is you're trying to do. Genuine support is so important because you're going to come to these places, to these points in your progress where you're going to want to quit. You're going to want to give up. You're not going to feel like yourself. You're going to feel drained. You're going to feel overwhelmed. You're going to have to depend on these people to have your back, to uplift you, to remind you of your why, to be your mirror. So just make sure that your circle, your support is A1 because you're going to need them in this process. You had, oh man, all the places life has taken me over these last few years, I would not have been able to appreciate. I would not have been able to reach almost effortlessly if not for my bomb ass tribe. I got the dopest tribe and it keeps getting better. The universe just keeps blessing me with like more dopeness. It's like, oh Shamiz, I see that you got all of this going on. I mean, A, B, and C are the shit. But let me introduce you to so and so. And so is dope too. And I'm just like, I keep getting blessed. My tribe, my circle keeps getting better and better and better and better. And my life just keeps getting better and better and better and better. And I keep getting blessed with these people. It's important to have these people in your space surrounding you with love and support and truth, holding you accountable. Please make sure that your circle is genuinely in love with you and supports what you're trying to do, whatever it is. Because you don't need no negative energy breaking up that good stuff. And then we move on to step 5. Step 5 is important. Step 5 is to execute all of what you just planned and strategized with pride and humility. Excuse me. So, because you're coming into your winning season, because these blessings are falling in your lap, because this abundance is hitting you in the head all up, all crazy like, you're going to start to feel yourself because you're going to start to feel your winning season. You're going to start to walk in that. But it is important to be humble and to share what you have because it is the gift that keeps on giving. And the more you give, the more you get. So yeah, do all of this with a lot of humility and carry a lot of compassion in your spirit. And it's okay to be proud of yourself, just not prideful. Because in this, when you need help, say so. Again, we can't do everything. We don't know everything. So be proud, but not prideful. Be humble and compassionate so that you still deserve your win when it's coming to you, so that you don't get in your own way again. Because I've seen some very arrogant people miss out on a lot of great things because they were not humble. I've seen people lose because of their pride. Not hate for that to be you, and you've come this far. We at step 5. You damn near out your own way. Why you want to go backwards? You don't. So execute all of this with both pride and humility. Move with integrity. Keep your head on swivel because you're going to attract a lot of haters. And yeah, make more friends. Cease the bitterness. Listen. Rid yourself. You should have already purged yourself, but now you might got some new purging to do. Do that. Do all of that so that step 5 can be executed the way that it is supposed to be executed. Okay? It's really that simple. And also along your journey, even from the very beginning, make sure that you celebrate all of your wins, the small ones, the little victories. Celebrate those. You earn those. You earn those. If you are suffering with depression and you got out of bed this morning, because I know how hard that could be some days, celebrate. That's a victory. You earned that. And if that is where you're stuck and that is what you're trying to move from out of, you may not be on step 4, 5, or 6. You may not be in step 2 or 3. And that's okay. If you're still moving within step 1, that's okay. Celebrate that victory. Every little one counts. Every single little one counts. Celebrate it. Celebrate yourself because you're a holiday. Remember that. Every chance you get, celebrate yourself. Yeah, we're almost near the end, y'all, and I'm happy, but I'm a little bit sad because I love doing this. Um, Tomorrow at 7:30, we go live. We're going to dive into this deeper. We're going to have some conversations around it. Um, but real quick, before I start to close this video out, sorry it's so long. Step 6, okay? You will have all the growth you ever need. It's going to happen. So don't complain about what has not happened yet. Don't feel no kind of ways about that. Just get what needs to be done. Keep account of your lessons and your blessings and just record of this journey. Always be mindful to come back to it because you'll need this stuff again. You'll need all of this stuff again. But step 6 is really simple. It's the easiest step. And that is to repeat steps 2 through 5 as often as necessary. Use this guide as many times as you need to, because what it does is it constantly improves you and improves you and improves you. It is the gift that keeps on giving. It is the best gift to keep giving to yourself. That being said, tomorrow at 7:30, we're going to get deeper into steps 4, 5, and 6. We're going to introduce our last step, or rather our second part, because it's not really a step. You'll know what I'm talking about next week. Gotta close it next week because then I have to put all of my energy into rocking out this workshop, the swap meet. If you have not gotten your tickets, it is not too late. I am offering ticket bundles discounted. We're gonna be at C Roses. It's gonna be live. It's gonna be lit. You're not gonna be the same walking out as you came in, and I'm excited about that. If you've been rocking with me since step 1 from day 1, I appreciate you. I love you to life. If you're just joining and you gotta double back and catch up, I appreciate you and I love you to life. And I thank you. Thank you so much for investing in yourself. Because, as always, if you invest in yourself, you're investing in me. One of us being better makes all of us better. And so for that, I appreciate you. Join us tomorrow on Facebook, 7:30. I love you to life, and I mean it for real. Peace, y'all.